about that time, but Jeff Johnson got three things you need to know. What up, Jeff?
Yo, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Man, happy to have you this morning. Happy Monday.
Man, good to be with you. I am currently in Detroit. I was in Charlotte yesterday engaging black men to get out and vote. And we know that the vice president was with Roland Martin having this conversation about leveling up and really framing her agenda for black men. There's going to be events in Detroit today, and I believe the vice president is going to be in Detroit tomorrow to unveil a broader agenda around black men from a policy perspective. And so we know, I mean, there are challenges, and this election is going to be decided in large part by black men.
I agree.
By black men in Pittsburgh, by black men in Philadelphia, by black men in Wisconsin, by Milwaukee, by black men even in Vegas and Atlanta and Charlotte. Right. So that does not mean, brothers, that if you're not in those cities. We talked about the Electoral College last week. The way this thing works is those are the areas that are going to make the biggest difference. And man, Kay, I want to make sure that we're dealing with something real quick, man, because I think there's been a narrative that's been incredibly problematic about black men, and a lot of people were talking about President Obama's comments. I think the media, in large part, wants to make President Obama's comments about black men and not supporting women leadership a distraction. Because I'll tell you right now, the vast majority of, I know black men that are misogynistic, and I know black men that got some real issues as it relates to women. But most of the black men I know follow women leadership in different areas of their life. That is not the majority of black men, and we got to stop pretending like it is, even as we deal with issues of misogyny, even as we deal with the need to continue to support black women on multiple levels. Don't get distracted by this, but deal with those and simultaneously deal with the brothers that are being bombarded with misinformation. And this is the biggest piece for me. Kamala Harris's biggest challenge, is not with her, it's with black men in the Democratic Party.
Right.
And so when you look at the trends in black male voting over the last decade, you continue to see not only black men, but black women that were leaving heavy support for the Democratic Party. And y'all, this is the other piece. The vast majority of black men are not deciding whether they want to vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. The vast majority of black men are deciding if they want to vote for Kamala Harris or stay home. And so we can have all this conversation about the black men who are supporting Trump, and we know that there are some, but the vast majority of black men are not deciding between Kamala Harris and Trump. They're deciding between, do they trust Democrats? Do they want to give Democrats another chance? And Kamala Harris is getting caught up in that. And so I think that the next week is critically important for her to be able to share what her agenda is for black men specifically, which we haven't seen. And so I can tell you right now that as they lay this out, the conversation is going to be around breaking down barriers that black men face starting businesses and funds towards forgivable loans to black entrepreneurs. Right. Talking about making a top priority around enacting the first ever federal ban on corporate price gouging, providing down payment assistance for homes for 500,000 black Americans, reducing costs for black men with families through tax cuts and affordable child care, helping black men provide care for their aging parents. And these are real policy issues that are going to be laid out, I think, in a fundamental way. Hell, man, in ways I don't think we've seen any candidate do, including President Obama, with a level of specificity around our community and men in particular. And so I'm excited to hear this. I am glad that it's happening right now. We're going to hear a whole lot over the course of this week and see a great deal of presence with specifics. And these are the things, Kay, that we got to share with our community so that they can make a clearer choice that's not just about stopping Donald Trump, because I'm with that. But we all know that's not enough for some of our community. And we can yell at them and we can tell them they're crazy. And in many cases, I think it is crazy. But what's crazier is thinking that argument is going to work with all the black men that we need to turn out on November 5th. It's not going to. And so pushing these policy agendas, helping them understand the real opportunity here is not about a perfect candidate, because there's not one. But there is an opportunity to gain things that you will not gain with another candidate.